So today we're gonna look at Kagero. We're gonna look at what my deck list is for it and why I play it the way I do. I do stream quite regularly over on Twitch, playing Vanguard Zero Pokemon and a couple of other things every once in a while whenever I feel like it. But obviously we play one Lizard Soldier Conroe. He fetches a PG. The fact that you can put him back when you Legion is amazing to just keep searching out more PGs. 4 level Flow Dragon. He's not, I don't use him for his search out of Dragonic Blade Master. He's just used for an extra discard for Stride. Because it's kind of like filtering in a way. If I don't have anything that I need in hand, like I can't re-ride the cross or use the end skill, I will just discard a level Flow Dragon and stride, and then I'll draw into a card, and then I'll get a triple drive check. And most of the time my strides have effects that are actually really good. This is Kagero. Then it's 4 of the Protect Orb Dragon PG. He countercharges 1 if there's a copy of him in the drop zone when you activate him. 3 Grom. I've been toying around with the idea of bumping this up to 4 because you really need to see him in the deck. His effect is on place, Soul Blast 2 to countercharge 2. And then 2 of this 6k that when your opponent's rear guards retire by your card effect, it gains +5. The scaling on this card can get insane between the multiple retire options. Now, keep in mind that if you hit with the ends effect and restand, that does not count towards its skill. So you'll have to do actual skills for it. But that pairs up nicely with cards like Dragonic Neoflame, that when it's placed, it gets the ability that when a card in the same column as it gets retired, you counterblast 1 to retire 1 more unit of your opponent's. So that'll trigger that grade 1. Perfectly fine there. Then I do play 3 Dragonic Burnout is kind of my tech in. Not a lot of people like this card in this deck. I actually think it's great. When I get to the end game, like let's say I can't draw more of the cross and I don't have any more of the end in hand, or I do have the end, but I can't draw any more of the cross to re-Legion. I will use the burnout, remove the crosses from the drop zone, and use it to retire front row rear guards. So therefore it makes a really good column. Also, again, powers up nicely with the grade 1, and Neoflame's skill does activate on top of that. So if you use burnout to retire 1 card and Neoflame is in the same column as that, you can use Neoflame's counterblast for another retire. Which again, both of those will just keep stacking up with the grade 1. I do play 2 Burning Horn Dragon. Mainly because I don't like the grade 2 that on attack that it's boosted, you counterblast 1 to retire something. I'm not a huge fan of how slow it is. It definitely deals more like the long game resource wise, and it just is too slow for this build of this deck. Hey Danny. But Burning Horn Dragon is just a 12k. He makes nice columns considering that you may not get grade 1s too much in this deck because Lava Flow is a nice discard. Your only things you really call grade 1s, you're really calling the rear guard of these 5. 9 times out of 10, sometimes I would call the Lava Flow Dragon down, and that's fine, perfectly fine to do that instead, especially if you're perfectly set up to you keep spamming down the cross in the end. But the Burning Horn Dragon definitely is a nice 12k, and even when you're Strode, you do also get the 12k while you're Stride, as long as the end or the cross is your heart card. Then 4 Pelacossi Dragon, for the same reason we use Grom, is not the same exact reason, but close enough. But it is just a on-hit countercharge 1, which between the counterblast that the cross and the end can have, and then also like Mustafa's, and then like also Burnouts and Neoflames use a lot of counterblast. It's nice to have that, especially early game. Like let's say turn 2, you use Conroe, you hit with the Bellicossi Dragon, it was a free PG to hand, so that's very good there. I do play 2 Dragonic Blade Master. Definitely would bump it. If I had a 4th the cross, I would play the 4th the cross, but I don't have a 4th cross. So that's why when I have the materials built up to craft a 4th the cross, I will craft a 4th the cross. But for now I'm playing 2 Blade Masters. Some people do play the Dragonic Over the Great, and that is actually a really good option to substitute in. It Legion nicely with the Neoflame and will retire things as well, just further boosting up this grade 1. But Blade Master also does a really good job, and I like him for what he's worth. On stride, counterblast 1, retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and then generation break 2. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, it gets +5 and a crit. This is really good because of the fact that you have cards like Mustafa that gives you GB2 after your first stride turn, meaning that as soon as turn 2, if you don't have your other grade 3s or you don't have your Lava Flow Dragons, you can stay on Blade Master and use cards like Burnout or Neo Flame to create an opportunity for Blade Master to have that extra crit. So for that, I think it's very worth it to run it. Then, of course, the main staple of the deck is Draconic Overlord of the Cross. I had to show off my SP. The Cross, Legions with the End. When you Legion, you add a card with the same card name as your Vanguard from your deck to your hand. And at the end of the battle that it attacked, if it did not hit, counterblast 1, Persona Blast to choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards and retire them. You won't really ever use this skill very often. I've used it once, just because I was out of the ends and I had no way. I didn't have a Grom, so I wasn't, and I had no Groms left in the deck, so I could have rode across and then Legion and throw the 1 in the end back, but I wouldn't have gotten anything out of it. And of course, this card is going to get nerfed. That when you Legion, in order to add a card with the same card name, you have to discard a card. So really makes it not as great. And then the end skill, which of course, since I got an SP the Cross, I do get an SP at the end. Crossfire Draconic Overlord. When its deck hits, it can hit anything, a rear guard or a Vanguard. Counterblast 2, Persona Blast to stand it and draw 2 cards. That's just good. It's not easily obtainable without the Cross, though. Like, a lot of times I'll end up actually having 2 the end in hand, just because he's a 4 of. So he's just good. And then of course the 4 heal guards, which is literally just when your Vanguard is hit and you lose if you do not guard, it gains 15k guard. So it gives your Vanguard 15,000 power until the end of that specific battle. Making these really good and better than playing Novell. Some people were still debating about whether Novell would be a playable version of the deck anymore, and it is. It's just severely underpowered compared to this. You lose in order to get the full power out of Novell. You have to use the grade 1 Novella Roman to put the Novell back to grab a grade 3. And then, but that's only if you're grade 2 or less. And since you aren't gonna be on grade 2 or less after turn 3, those are just end up being dead, and then those heal triggers are just not there. So you can't just keep putting them back. So the heal guard is definitely good because if you draw it, it's not a dead card in hand, and that's just a very unfortunate thing to see is when you have like a handful of 5 heal triggers and they're just dead cards in hand. So, moving on to the G zone, I got kind of lucky with some of my packs. We do get 2 Mustafas, which kind of wants to turn a card from your G zone face up, choose an opponent's rear guard, retire it, and then choose a number of your units equal to the face up Mustafa. So if you have 1 of him face up in the G zone, you choose 1 rear guard, and they gain the ability that Vanguard or rear guard. This unit attacks a Vanguard character when an attack hits a Vanguard. So if I use his skill and I've got 2 others face up in the G zone, I can choose 2 of my cards on my field, and when their attack hits a Vanguard, they countercharge 1. So it really helps with the countercharge. 9 times out of 10, I'll hand this to that skill to a Bella Costly Dragon. That way, when I hit, I guarantee will countercharge 2. Because normally with Mustafa, you're only especially like here, I'm only going to use Mustafa. Like I'll flip something else up, and then I'll use Mustafa's skill twice. But on the second one, I'll get to countercharge 2. So that's the option there. Then, of course, this also, again, pairs really nicely with the grade 1 for creating bigger columns. Then you got Roof Flare Dragon, which is just Generation Break 2, once per turn, G Persona Blast, choose 1 of your opponent's rear guards and just retire the entire column. So this doesn't get around resist, unfortunately, because you don't select the column, you select a unit. On non-resist columns, it's 2 retires for your grade 1 and just clears out an interceptor and deals also more of the resource game. Then I don't really use this guy because Mustafa is just kind of better because he's faster. But On stride, this stride is when the attack hits a Vanguard, choose an opponent's rear guard and retire it. So more over playing the resource game, and if I need to filter in cards and I've already burned through my Mustafas and my Root Flare, which has never happened, I will go into it. So it's kind of just like a theory based card. That's kind of that's just all the gist of the deck. Lava Flows for stride, Groms for countercharge. When you Soul Blast 2, so like if I ride the cross over a Legion to the cross in the end, I will call Grom down, Soul Blast the cross in the end and the soul, countercharge 2 damage, which is the cost of using the end skill. Then I'll re-Legion, putting the cross, the end, and hopefully another copy of the end back in deck, and then I'll just grab another the end. Why Burnout? Burnout's actually really good for late game pressure. There's not a lot of early game cards that I'd rather be running. He's more for the long. Tejas is a possible option, right? Yes, he is, but he's moreover for the. Tejas is more for getting rid of your opponent's resources, and the deck isn't trying to do that. It's trying to win, and so I'd rather be playing Burnout because when I don't have any more the cross, like let's say all 3 of my the cross, because I only have the 3. If all 3 of my the cross are gone, like one's on Vanguard Circle, 2 are in the drop zone, I have no way I'm going to re-Legion. I'll use Burnout, remove one of the crosses, and then I can retire an Interceptor for technically cheaper than what the end would do it for. And it would also boost up this grade 1, making even bigger columns. That's why running Burnout is a good idea. You clear out rear interceptors a little bit easier. Like I've had turns where I go on Blade Master, all because I didn't have anything else. I stride to Mustafa, and then I call a grade 1 and then a Burnout. Use Mustafa's or use Burnout skill, retire an interceptor. Use Mustafa skill, retire the other interceptor, and all of a sudden I've got 3 attacks straight at the Vanguard. One of which is guaranteed to be about 25,000 power. So that hits over the first trigger, I think. So that's my deck list that I've been playing. There are some people who played the same deck list on JP. I don't think anybody really played it in the this deck list has got me Legend 6 already. Like I don't play a lot of 0, or I haven't been able to play a lot of 0. So the fact that I'm at Legend 6 already is actually pretty nice. But yeah, I would say I take a very different approach to the deck. If I was doing very attrition based gameplay, I don't think I'd still play Tejas. I'd probably just play Striking instead. For me, you play 4 Neoflame, 4 Striking, 3 Bellicossi, and 2 Tejas, since I play attrition. It's the end kind of already played with aggression already, so with so much resource gain. He does. I'm going to keep this even though I'm missing a grade 3. See, the end gives you a good amount of pressure, but after you're the end turn, you don't have a lot of pressure. Unless you're rewriting the cross. And the reason for Burnout is, okay, well, I'm not rewriting the cross. What am I going to do here? It's like the same reason that I play Lava Flow Dragons, is so I can stride and do other things even without having to discard my grade 3s that I need. Even though sometimes I'll go from the cross and I'll discard a copy of the end before I Legion to stride, and then I'll Legion back the next turn the end that I discarded, and then I'll just add it back to my hand. Is an option there. It's not always the best option. It just depends on the board state in the field at the time. Oh, okay, that's a Protector Dragon. That sucks. Burnout. Okay, we're gonna ride the Burnout. He was also a really good ride target too. Go add my last Protect Orb. After the end return, I really run out of options since my back is also the great, so the deck isn't very stride focused. See, this is more of like, since I have Blade Master as my backup instead of the great, that makes it more aggression based. That's one of the reasons why I run it more aggression based, is that between Burnout and Neoflame and everything else, my deck is very toolboxy in the way is that I'm not gonna hurt if I don't draw the Blade Master. You're not gonna hurt if you draw the Great for sure, but if I draw into Blade Master, I can do more to get rid of. I can kind of, yeah, I was say, since I run the Blade Master, if I draw into it and I ride into the Blade Master, I can use the Blade Master to clear out interceptors on stride. So this hurts here. Ride skip. Call battle. This actually really hurts. I don't have grade 3. I guess I should have tried a mulligan for it. I just didn't want to get rid of 2 PGs. It's fine. I'll probably be able to ride a grade 3 next turn. Or not. Seen one trigger the entire game. Let's go. But no, my deck is more strike focused on being able to use the stride as well as using the Legion. But the Legion is obviously my trump card, and I want to be going into that as much as possible. But the stride backup is not bad, especially since Blade Master's GB2 can be as active as soon as the turn after you first stride. And if that's the case, then I want to be able to get rid of as many regards as possible, which burnout makes possible. Yeah, I said that right. It's an early Fate Rider Dragon, but okay. Well, I did not manage to reach 12 last, but only Legend 11. Oh, dang. I mean, it's better than nothing. Oh, also, just in case any of you guys did not hear previously, this Friday, but it's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. But this Friday is going to be our subathon. I'm going to be starting at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, like, in 3.5 hours, it'll be 4 a.m. for me. That's when I'm going to be starting. So at 6 slow, I'm climbing really slowly. Yeah, you're going to climb slow. But if you're playing more attrition-based gameplay instead of aggression-based, you're going to grind. You're going to climb slowly. But our subathon will be going on this Friday. And wow, okay. But the plan is to start at 4 hours. And I even got a timer. Where is it? There it is. I've even got a timer. I'll change the color for it. But that timer will go up every time somebody subs. Of course, there's 2 draw triggers. Okay. All right. We'll go with some of the attrition based. I guess I don't have a choice but to do some attrition based gameplay here. Based. Yep. Use that skill. Oh, this is not good. Not having my grade 3s is gonna hurt, but that's kind of my fault for not mulliganing. I just really didn't want to get rid of. Hey, there's a cross. Oh, what am I gonna do? This is stupid. But yeah, we'll be doing the subathon then, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. We're gonna start for 4 hours. This time, who was the one in our conversation last night? Z-Man or you? Both. It was both Z-Man and me. But we're gonna start the timer 4 hours. Then during the first 4 hours, every sub will add 20 minutes, and then after the first 4 hours, every sub is only gonna add 10 minutes. And if we last more than 24 hours somehow, I say somehow, I'm hoping we last more than 24 hours. That'd be actually really awesome. But if we do, I'm going to go ahead and do last delete with both of you. Yep. But if we do last more than 24 hours, we're going to do like a power hour of sorts where it'll be back at the 20 minutes per sub kind of thing. And just kind of see how it goes. I'm excited. See how it goes. Hey Fox, how's it going? It's going good. I uploaded a video to YouTube earlier. A little nervous about how that video is going to perform and what the response will be to that, because I kind of ranted and then I kind of just threw the video out there. So I'm not gonna lie, a little scared. It's a little scared to see how it goes, but hopefully it'll do okay. But how's it going? I haven't seen you around in a little bit. It's been a hot minute. All right, we have the cross. No Stride, 12k, Bellicosity, Legion, bring back the Cross, PG, and 2 grade 2s. Yeah. And then I want to use the Cross to add the end to hand, even though I've already burned through 2 of them, right? Yeah, I have. So that's 3. So then I can add a 4th one. Hey, Madara, how's it going? So I have my 4th, the end to hand. Battle swing. First check, nothing. Second check, heal. Yeah, there we go. We can actually make. Can you share a different fight Discord? I don't want to share it without his permission. You can join it from his streams. You can join it from his stream, I believe. It should be that hard, or any of his YouTube videos. Any of his YouTube videos. I don't want to share it without like permission or anything. Just in case like that could be something he's not okay with. You're good. Been very busy with school, but final exams are right around the corner, so more time for myself. Hey, there you go. It's always important to remember to keep time for yourself. I struggle with that sometimes, but it's very important to make sure you leave time for yourself. Man, it's okay. Okay, I'm glad it's okay. I'm glad it's okay. I'm a little excited. I'm a little upset with the way that the overlay is going to look for Pokemon. I wanted to finish editing it. I didn't finish it fully. Let me actually double check that, because I could probably fix that up a little bit while we go. Okay, hold on. Properties, is it not set to loop? It is set to loop. Okay. You need a G zone. Dang. G zones aren't that hard to get. You'll have Cray Elemental Strides that you can use, and then just opening packs. I mean, you should be able to get at least, like, if you're playing Royals, you'll get Samuel for triple rare. Gears will be basically Mama, but different, but gear based, so it'll be put at the bottom of the deck will be the triple rare, and you know that's what that is. Gears and Kagero day 1 with, I believe, 3 resets. Nice. Now, did you complete it like G zone being like 2 of each GR, or complete it like 4 of each? If you only did 3 resets, then you probably only have like what, 2 root flares and 3 of Mustafa. Is that right? Taking a guess there. I've still got a PG in hand for this, and then a PG for that. PG there, and then I'll be able to PG this. Unless I can heal guard it. Oh, can't guard with grade zeros. Okay, cool. Open packs got everything but root. Dang. See, this is where striding is going to be my better option. Because for one, I need to discard those 2 and draw a card, because all I've got is grade 2s in my hand, and that's not going to help me out in the long run. For 2, Mustafa can just for Kagero, I didn't get much. Only 1 gear Mustafa, but gears, everything is complete. Nice. Nice. Burning Horn. I use this. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't have any more of the cross, so I'm just going to use this to do that. You have 2 copies of every GR besides him and Ragna. Nice. Then I use Mustafa. Flipping up this, because I want to be able to use another Mustafa next turn. Retiring that. Calling Grom, Soul Blasting 2 to countercharge 1. Unfortunately, can't retire this grade 2. If I could, it'd be a lot easier. But we've already seen all 4 of my PGs. I've still got 2 heals left in deck, so maybe I'll get one of those. I'm kind of hoping at this point that my opponent just kind of sort of decks out. They've got what, 1, 2, 3 triggers left in deck. So I doubt they're going to deck out. If they try to stride, yeah. So with 2 interceptors, the Ishin will probably move up. See, this is why I play the long game sometimes. The deck is supposed, and then having that extra rush power with everything else allows me to be this far behind and still make a comeback. If they stride into Fate Rider and time loop a grade 2, it's over. Yeah, true. But they didn't stride. They're probably going to rely on the GB2 of Chrono Jet, but they can't really do that without calling more rear guards. Let's say, yeah. Oh, wow. Jeez. Jeez. Rankau, welcome to the Central Gamers Lounge. All right, drawing into Lava Flow, we'll use because Lava Flow isn't that great of an attacker, I'm gonna go ahead and stride into this guy. He's kind of just like a dead stride at this point, just kind of like whatever, I just need to stride. I just would like to hopefully see something else that I can call the rear guard. Grom is okay. I probably would have been better off sticking with the Lava Flow Dragon, to be honest. But that's fine. Swing with the 26. Heal trigger, no heal, but I'll give power to Bellicosity so that he can at least try to make a swing. Draw trigger into the cross, into a Blade Master. That's kind of helpful. All right, swing with this. So next turn, if he goes into a stride, he's gonna draw to 3. So they didn't stride because trying to stride, they draw down to 2, and then if they did literally anything, they could have lost. They do have 1 heal left in deck. Ooh. Why not call? Okay, I guess I win that one. There we go. See, you gotta make the comeback one way or another, and that was about the only way I could think of doing it.